Welcome back, everybody, to the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast. This is your host, Davo. I have on my left, Kels.
Buenos dias.
And directly across from me, manning the audio, Neil.
Good morning, everybody.
We're back. We're ready for more Brain Ladle deliciousness. Kels, the man, gets to read us some questions to test our trivia knowledge. What is our category today? Wait, I did it again. I did it again, Neil.
What did you do?
I forgot to explain the game. I thought that everybody knew the game. I got to explain the game. But I don't think I know the rules succinctly enough.
I think I know who does.
Who does?
That would be Neil before Zod.
Neil before Zod?
Wow, guys. So the way the game works is Kelvin has a theme. Every question is going to be based around that theme, and he's got 6 categories of 4 questions each, plus a final question. Every question is worth 10 points each, with maybe an occasional bonus thrown in for fun.
So what we're going to do now, starting from about here, since we haven't heard from Neil in a bit, reading questions, he's on a bit of a losing streak. We're going to try out some nicknames for motivation. And I like Neil before Zod.
I do too. I feel good about it.
So we're going to try every week a new nickname for Neil. Because I'm Davo and he's Kels. It doesn't seem fair that he doesn't have a nickname. So this week we're going to workshop Neil before Zod.
Just for the record, I'm kind of okay with not having a nickname.
You're feeling left out, though.
We're not, though.
Yeah, you're either with us or against us.
It's a team effort.
Well, yeah. I'm not opposed to being against you.
Wow. Hostility before question 1.
Already. Let's put those claws up.
Anyway, what's the theme today, Kels?
Well, gentlemen, today we will be discussing cities and states.
I enjoy cities and states because I live in them.
Right? It's pretty much universal.
Mm-hmm.
In the U.S., anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Not to disrespect any listeners that may be from a shire.
Or Tharp. Perchance a village.
Or village.
It takes a village.
Which it takes to raise a child.
And there's people who live in provinces and not states also.
It's true.
That's very true.
Or cantons in Switzerland.
Oh, wow.
Look at us taking it global already.
Wow.
So we may have international viewers or listeners at some point.
We're blowing it up.
Anyway.
That early trivia nugget, I had no idea they were called cantons. I know in Louisiana they're parishes. But going overseas, I love it, before Zod.
Yeah, that's not, I don't. Okay, let's move on.
All right. Category number 1. City nicknames. City nicknames. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
I'm so stoked right now.
All right. What city was given the nickname the Peace Capital?
Peace? Are these U.S. cities, or can you tell us that?
Oh, no, this is not a U.S. city.
Okay.
These are international cities. And I've got a hunch.
A hunch.
And a guess. I'm getting the hunch looked at.
I have an answer.
You have an answer?
Yeah.
All right. Davo, what you got?
Maybe that cantons put it in my head, but I went with Zurich. Yeah.
Neil before Zod?
I went with Paris because there have been a number of peace treaties signed in Paris, I think. So
the correct answer was Geneva.
Geneva.
I was in the right country.
You were.
Was it the Geneva Convention? Yeah. Rage.
Don't beat yourself up. It's just the first question.
Can I get like 2 points for being in the right country?
I'll let Neil before Zod decide that.
Okay. Wow.
All right. Oh, ready for question number 2? All right, question 2. What U.S. city is known as the Magic City?
I'm locked in.
Me too.
Neil before Zod.
Oh, I went with a really obvious answer, and then I think I immediately thought it. I wrote down Orlando, but I think that one's too obvious, and I think, go ahead, Dave.
I wrote down Orlando too.
It's probably Anaheim.
It is not Anaheim. It is actually Miami.
What?
Miami?
Miami is the Magic City.
Why? The Orlando Magic play in Orlando.
I know.
The Magic Kingdom is in Orlando.
Hey, I didn't make the rule.
Miami's co-opting something they shouldn't. No disrespect to our listeners from Miami.
I was gonna throw in a disclaimer. I was like, it's not what you think.
Oh, that would have been really helpful.
I know.
Oh my.
Yeah, because that would have narrowed it down to the other 5,000 cities in the U.S.
Every little bit helps, Neil.
Every little bit helps. All right. Number 3. Smoking this category.
We're tearing it up.
All right. What nickname do the cities of Meridian, Mississippi, Charlotte, North Carolina, Cincinnati, Ohio, Buffalo, New York, Camden, Arkansas, and Springfield, Missouri all share?
What is it? What
nickname do all of those cities and towns?
What are they again?
Cities are Meridian, Mississippi, Charlotte, North Carolina, Cincinnati, Ohio, Buffalo, New York, Camden, Arkansas, and Springfield, Missouri.
I'm locked in.
I have an answer that's probably wrong.
All right. Davo, what did you put down?
I put down the Queen City.
Queen City.
I put first in flight.
First in flight. The correct answer is the Queen City. Number 4. What city is known as the Paris of South America? Neil, you got the old gears grinding over there.
Yeah.
I've never heard you sound so defeated before.
No, I'm trying to think.
Okay.
Can't think when people are asking me questions all the time. Okay, I have an answer. It's probably wrong.
Neil before Zod, what you got?
Well, my first thought, I really, really don't like that nickname, by the way. It's really pretty annoying. But I was thinking, the first thing that popped in my head was Rio de Janeiro, but Brazil is Portuguese, or was created by the Portuguese. So I was trying to think of some of the French colonies in South America, and I couldn't think of the names of any of the towns in any of those, so I stuck with Rio.
Okay. Davo?
I stuck with Rio as well because of its, vibrant atmosphere and reputation for a party city and stuff like that. But I had a second answer that I had Buenos Aires was my second thought.
You're rolling with Rio.
I'm rolling with Rio. That's what I wrote down.
Rio. Okay. The correct answer is Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Wow.
That stinks. Oh, man.
Just watching that streak just go.
It went away. Man. It's okay. It's okay.
It's all
But
right.
this is what trivia is.
Yes, it is.
At the end of the first round,
Let's recap those scores.
let me add them up real quick. It is Neil with 0 and Davo with 10.
We're off to a blazing start, fellas.
Well,
I'm so excited.
At this point, guys, I think we need to think of a new nickname because I think it is affecting Neil's play.
No, my lack of knowledge is what's affecting my play. The nickname is just annoying.
Fair enough.
It's a gnat at a barbecue. Well, let's keep that ball rolling. Category 2, sports.
Yes.
And Neil exists.
He is ecstatic.
All right, are we ready?
I'm totally ready. This is going to be awesome.
Neil, you
Yeah,
got
let's just get it over with.
All right.
Hey, since we're in the sports category, maybe he could be Shaquille O'Neal.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I really like that.
Okay, so Shaquille, are you ready?
not even going to respond to Shaquille.
What about Shaq?
Ooh,
If
Shack Attack.
if we were less formal about it.
Let's keep going.
Number 1. The Golden State Warriors and the Oakland Athletics are double related. In what city did both teams originate?
I'm locked in.
Yeah, I've got an answer.
Mr. O'Neal, what do you have? My apologies. Neil, what do you have?
I just guessed Baltimore.
Baltimore. Davo?
I went with Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is the correct answer. All right, question 2. University of Maryland, Baltimore County made history by becoming the first 16th seed to defeat a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament when they defeated Virginia just this year. Where is the University of Virginia's main campus located?
Oh, man. I was all geared up for UNBC stuff. Oh, no.
It was to throw you off.
I'm struggling to think of a town in Virginia.
You should have just one, just like really easy.
I mean, I'm totally blanking. I lived in Virginia at one point. I can't even remember the name of the town. Oh yeah, okay, I remember the name of that town.
I at least remember where I lived in Virginia.
Well, I was like 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's fine. That's fair.
Yeah.
I am locked in with Shame.
Is that the name of
Yeah, I was
town?
about to say.
Yes, Shame, Virginia.
So the town that I lived in was Richmond. I'm pretty sure it's not Richmond. And then I feel like when I've heard, I mean, you guys know I don't really follow college sports at all, but it seems like when I hear University of Virginia, I hear UVA a lot, right?
Yes.
So it makes me but VA, the A may be the name of the town, right? Like
It's not.
like UTEP is. Well, what's the A mean? What's the A?
Virginia.
It's
you
just
the
like just
postal code
VA.
is VA.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice. It's funner to say than UV.
Yeah, because people might get that confused with other things. Just saying.
Okay, well, thanks for that, because I was going to make up a town that started with an A.
Well, it wouldn't be made up.
Well, it would be if there was no town named that in Virginia.
Possibly.
Can I change? Oh, never mind.
Well,
I'm locked in.
You haven't
I locked in. But I remember what it is now. I believe. Crap.
I'm just going to go with Richmond because I don't know.
All right. Neil went with Richmond.
I wrote down Richmond as well, but I know that the University of Richmond is in Richmond, and they are the Spiders.
Spiders.
Yeah. But then just as I had a moment of clarity, and it was Charlottesville that I remembered.
The correct answer is Charlottesville.
That is so awesome.
No worries. Still a lot of games.
Indeed.
Question number 3. The Olympic Games have taken place on U.S. soil 8 times in 6 different cities for 2 points each. Name the 6 cities.
Ooh.
The Olympic Games, winter and summer.
I'm locking in with 4. I'm blanking on 2 of them. But I'm very confident on my 4.
Confident on this 4.
These may be the only points I get this game, so I want to make sure I maximize my chances. Okay, I'm going to lock in with 6, but my last 2 are pretty iffy.
Davo, what 4 do you have?
The 4 that I ended up with, I went with Los Angeles, Lake Placid, St. Louis, and Salt Lake City.
Neil?
Okay, I went with Lake Placid, Los Angeles, Atlanta, St. Louis, and for some reason I was thinking it was Provo, but I also wrote Salt Lake City to kind of cover my bases.
Well, Neil, you got 10 points. Davo, 8.
I can't believe I forgot Atlanta.
The one that neither of you got was Squaw Valley.
What the where? Oh, was that the 60s? Was that in the 60s?
It was earlier than that.
Squaw Valley.
Squaw Valley.
New York?
Is that in California? Where is that? California? Is that a summer games?
No.
Winter games in California?
Pretty sure.
Squaw Valley is a ski resort.
Is it? Oh, wow. I had completely removed that from my brain. It was not there. Wow. That is really cool. Except for the name. It's horrible. But everything else is good.
Well played, gentlemen. Way to get points. Ready for number 4?
Yes.
All right. In baseball, Davo, you I think you have a certain expertise in baseball.
Love baseball.
What do you call a World Series between two teams in the New York area? No, that's not the question.
Oh, that's the Subway Series.
That's the Subway Series. What do you call a World Series between the two teams in the Chicago area? I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That's an L.
I was thinking it was the L Series. Okay.
L Series. All right. Now, here's the question. The BART Series in 1989 and the I-70 Showdown Series in 1985 take place in what two states and features what two teams per series?
Okay. I-70 Showdown.
I-70 Showdown in 85
Mm-hmm.
and the BART Series in 1989.
It'd probably help if I knew where I-70 was.
Hoping the year would do that.
What was the year?
85 for the I-70 Showdown.
It'd be really helpful if I knew any teams that played in the World Series in 1985. Or the 80s, for that matter. Or really ever. I heard the Astros won this year.
Yeah, I was about to say, you at least got that one in the check.
And the BART Series in 1989.
BART Series in 89.
Well, I got Bart just because I know where Bart is. And I can only think of two teams there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Davo's locked in.
Well, I have 2 cities and 4 actual Major League Baseball teams.
Knee states.
Well, I got the states too.
Okay. Okay. All right, Neil, what you got?
Okay, Bart, I know for a fact is California because it's the Bay Area Rapid Transit. And the only 2 teams I know of there are the Giants and the A's. I-70, I mean, I know the way the interstate system works, and so that's going to be kind of towards the north central area. And I know it's got to be a state that has at least 2 major league teams, so I'm with Ohio. And I'm pretty sure there are 2 teams in Ohio that are the Reds and the Indians. There's probably more teams there, but those are 2 that came to mind. And I think the Reds were pretty good in the 80s, right? Mid-80s? That was kind of...
They had a brief little thing in the late 80s. Well, for the BART Series, I went with San Francisco and Oakland. And that sprang to mind because of the earthquake. Yes. And the I-70 Series, I went with Missouri, with Kansas City and St. Louis.
I thought about them, but I didn't know if that was I-70 that was going through there.
I-70 goes east-west.
That probably makes more sense then.
If you've ever driven across Kansas, you know I-70 as the road to hell.
Well, Neil, 5 points for you. 10 points for you.
Thank you.
Davo. See, Neil, that wasn't that bad now, was it?
That's pretty bad, yeah. So I'm getting my clock cleaned pretty much, 38-15 after round 2. But it's still a pretty low-scoring game, so there's plenty of opportunity.
You got time to cover a lot of ground. All right. The next category is Toontown. Toontown. Number 1. In what city can you find the department stores Macy Rock and Gimblestones, Boulder Dan's Pool Hall, and the Slate Rock and Gravel Company?
I'm locked in.
Me too.
All right. Neil, what you got?
That would be Bedrock.
Bedrock.
You are both correct. Number 2. In what city can you do some shopping at Sprawl Mart, take a few shots at Moe's Tavern, and nerd out at the Android's Dungeon and Baseball Card Shop? And as a bonus, can you name this city's neighbor and rival city? I give you 5 points if you can name the rival neighboring city.
Yeah, I'm not going to get it. I'm locked in.
You're locked in?
I gave up a long time ago.
Okay. Neil, what you got?
It's Springfield.
Springfield.
Springfield for me as well.
All right. Well, you both get 10 points, but nothing on the rival city?
No.
Nothing.
Shelbyville.
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 Oh my gosh, yes. Oh man. Well, that show is that Simpsons has passed Gunsmoke as the longest running television show in history. Like last week or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, it was like, what, 965, something like that?
Yeah, it's just
It's
crazy.
a ridiculous number.
But there's a caveat to that.
What's that?
For most of its length, Gunsmoke was an hour-long show. So it still has more hours of TV, just fewer episodes.
There was a time when it wasn't.
Well, it may have been the whole time.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It was an hour-long show compared to a half hour.
right. That's
what we
amazing.
call here on the Brain Ladle podcast a trivia nugget.
Trivia nugget.
And it's delicious.
All right, gents. Number 3. In what town can you leave your job at the Pawtucket Brewery and go have a drink with Joe at the Drunken Clam?
I'm locked in.
Davo's locked in.
I'm making a guess here. I've never seen it, but I think it's Family Guy.
That's the answer you're locking in with?
What was the question?
In what town?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. This is a word that I know is associated with it,
Okay.
called Quahog or something like that. But I don't know if that's a town or something else.
Okay.
But I don't know. I've never seen the show.
Davo?
Quahog.
Well, you pronounced it correctly,
Yeah.
and
He got it.
you got it. You don't
'Cause it's
watch
spelled
it. Yeah,
really
it's yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I wrote Quahog.
there you go. That's
Quahog.
That's Quahog.
Okay. It's funny how you can. I've never seen an entire episode of that show, but it's so pervasive in all the geek culture that I actually know the name of the town they're in, and I recognize the name of the tavern.
Yeah. The Drunken Clam.
Yeah.
Or the Clam, as they call it. All right. Number 4. What city can you visit Professor Utonium, who has the ability to whip up the perfect little girl using a mixture of sugar, spice, and everything nice? But if you nudge him a little, he'll mix in some chemical X, you'll end up with 3 little superpowered girls.
I am locked in.
Don't need the name of the cartoon,
I'm so locked in.
just where it took place.
Yeah, I'm locked in. I don't know.
Davo, what you got?
So frequently the episodes of Powerpuff Girls
Yes.
would begin with the city of Townsville.
Yeah, I guessed Metropolis. I knew it was Powerpuff Girls, but I didn't know the name of the town.
The city of Townsville. That is correct. So, Neil, what did the scores look like?
Well, it's still not looking that good. I feel like maybe I'm out of my element with you guys. I need to find dumber people to play trivia with. But I've got 7, or maybe I just need people that actually answer questions I know the answer to. That would be better.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway, so I've got 45 for Neil and 78 for Davo.
Next category.
I'm excited.
All right. We have weird facts.
I love weird facts. That's why we're here. Neil, that's why we're here.
That's why I'm here, that's for sure.
All right. Number 1. At a whopping 4.7 million compared to 4.3 million, what state has more barrels of bourbon aging than they do have people?
I'm locked in.
That's a lot of bourbon.
Yeah, it is.
I'm locked in as well.
All right. Neil, what you got?
Kentucky.
Davo?
Kentucky.
You are both correct. Number 2, the original film capital was in Fort Lee, which was in this state.
So pre-Hollywood.
Pre-Hollywood.
Fort Lee.
Fort Lee is where film was born. Fort Lee.
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
All right, Davo, what you got?
For some reason, it popped up, bubbled up to the surface in my brain as a Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, I thought there was a Fort Lee in Washington.
Okay. Neil?
It's interesting. I was kind of thinking I was going a different route, thinking that it would have been close to where they started, like invented motion pictures, which I was thinking was Edison. I think he was in New Jersey.
That's a great.
So I went with New Jersey.
New Jersey is the correct
That
answer.
is fantastic. That's how you do it, Neil.
Yeah, that was nice. Because Edison had so many like patents,
Yeah.
like competing film studios, they could barely turn a profit. So they moved out west because they figured that, the patent office wouldn't like chase them all the way
across the country.
Yeah. Just to like, you can't do that. So that's how Hollywood became the film capital.
By outrunning the law.
Outrunning the law. Yeah. It's crazy, man.
No irony there. That's awesome. Good job, Neil. Great poll.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Number 3. What 4-letter state was not officially recognized as a state in 1953 because they thought they had been a state since 1803?
I've locked in with my 4-letter state.
Okay.
Trying to go through my states and see how many of them have 4 letters, because I've got 2 of them, and of those 2, it's a pretty easy choice. Okay, I'm locked in.
All right. Neil, what you got?
So the only 2 I could think of were Utah and Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And 1803 is way too early for Utah, so I went with Ohio.
Okay. Davo?
Well, there's also Iowa, but I did not go with Iowa. I went with OH.
Oh.
Io.
Ohio.
You're both correct with Ohio. Yeah, the U.S. Congress failed to go through all the motions in 1803. Like just like a
Clerical error?
clerical error.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Sorry about that 150 years of history.
Yeah. So 1953.
Wow. That made it the 48th state officially?
Well, they I can't think of the word right now, but they made it.
In.
Yeah. They were like
Retroactively.
Yeah, retroactively. It was 1803 instead of 1953. So
That's hilarious. That's so
Ohio.
funny.
The Buckeye State.
The Buckeye State. You didn't know that OHIO thing?
No.
Unfortunately, I knew it.
Yeah, if people from Ohio or who went to Ohio State University, it's kind of like the Australia thing, the Aussie, and then they say oi, oi, oi.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you see, you walk into like a bar in Ohio, you go OH, and they'll go I-O.
Because they're fun people.
It's a thing.
I mean, that's moderately better than Woo Pig Suey.
I think it's a lot better than
I'm going to cut that part out because I want to live.
Yeah, you should. This rock chalk, baby.
Oh, no. We're not doing that.
All this is cut out.
We're not doing that.
We were playing. I don't think you were there, Kels. We were playing trivia at a Mexican place a few weeks ago, and Davo saw someone with a Kansas shirt on and shouted out "Rock Chalk," And I don't think it was reciprocated.
Sometimes it's not. It's a risk. It's a risk every time.
Dude,
Luckily, he'd explained that whole thing to me before, I knew what he was doing. Otherwise, I would have been concerned for his sanity. And he hadn't been drinking, so I knew it wasn't that.
Yeah. I was 2 Diet Dr. Peppers in.
Get a little loose. All right. Are we ready for number 4?
Yes.
All right. Due to a potential legal loophole, it may be impossible to convict people of any crime that happens with the 50 square mile area around this state's parts of Yellowstone Park.
I'm locked in.
I feel like there are 2 choices, and I went with 1, so I'm locked in as well.
Okay. Davo, what you got?
I went with Montana.
Montana.
I went with Wyoming.
Wyoming. You're both very close.
It's Idaho, isn't it?
The answer is Idaho. Yeah, it's due to how trial laws are written.
Yeah.
And that an accused culprit, they have the right to be tried by a jury from the district in which they were arrested.
Right.
You're arrested there. Population is 0.
There's no one to try you.
There's no one to try you. So
Wow.
the trial may have to be forfeited.
That's interesting. That's kind of crazy. I like that.
It's a small area of Idaho that's in the legal jurisdiction of a district in Wyoming.
Right.
So
That's really cool.
So the flip side of that is that there's really not a whole lot of opportunity for crime out there.
if nobody's there.
I mean, at least, you could take someone out there and rob them.
Yeah.
But you'd have to do it from Idaho.
Yeah.
Because if you cross state borders, it becomes a federal crime.
Ooh.
Well, not if they go with you voluntarily.
Well, then it's not kidnapping.
Then it's not kidnapping. Yeah.
Well, no, but then I could say, hey, Dave, let's go to Yellowstone. And you say, oh, that sounds like fun. We go there. And then when we're there, I pull out my gun and rob you or murder you or whatever.
Because you went willingly.
Right.
So I didn't kidnap you.
But if we... Oh, wow. You have found the loophole that we've been talking about for years. Wow.
Hey, Kel, what are you doing next weekend?
I'm going to a graduation.
Oh. I thought maybe you might want to go camping with us.
Yeah, and I have no money.
I'm poor. I'm poor.
All right.
So that was the end of round 4.
End of round 4.
We got 98 for Davo and 75 for Neil.
No.
What?
Maybe we'll do my gazintas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes.
Oh, math. Proving people
Just
wrong.
leave the mathing up to me, okay?
My apologies.
You put your calculator away. All right. Next category. It's called State Your Business.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Number 1. What American industrialist and oil magnate was born in Richford, New York, and gained an incredible amount of wealth by founding the Standard Oil Company?
I am locked in.
Neil says he's locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
Davo says he's locked in. Neil, what you got?
I hope that was Rockefeller.
Okay.
I put J.P. Morgan.
It was Rockefeller.
And I'm glad you didn't ask for more specifics. Although I would have said JD and hope that was close enough.
It is John Davison Rockefeller. So well played. All right. Number 2. What American rapper and businessman was born in Brooklyn, New York, and in the mid-90s helped found the highly successful music label Rockefeller Records? See what I did there?
I
like
do.
That was good. I'm locked in.
Locked in.
I've never heard of Rockefeller Records. So in the mid-90s, he
Mid-
founded this record company.
Oh, man, I think I locked in prematurely.
You still have time.
But I've locked in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
if,
that.
If we can't dilute the lock in.
Yeah. I like that.
That has to be sacrosanct, to be fair.
There's a lot of topics I'm weak in,
Mm-hmm.
and towards the top of that list is mid-90s rap.
Oh, man. It's a magical time.
I wrote down a single letter. Just because I believe in the last name thing. It's my first go-to, and I put J as in LL Cool.
Oh.
But I'm sure that's way too late for him. He was
still rapping.
Yeah, but he was more he was popular enough to start his own label before that.
That's also true.
That was my answer, and I have no idea if he's from Brooklyn or.
He's from New York. He's from Queens. Davo?
Well, I heard Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought immediately of Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought of the year, mid-90s. And then I thought, oh crap, it's probably Sean Combs. So I will be hurting in a moment, won't I?
You locked in with...
Jay-Z. I wrote Jay-Z.
The correct answer is Sean Carter, whose stage name is Jay-Z.
Yeah!
Sean Combs started Bad Boy Records.
Right.
LL Cool J, born in Hollis, Queens, was a part of Def Jam, which was also the parent company, partner company of Rockefeller Records. So kind of a 6 degrees of separation. But
Okay, so just to throw this out, was
Mhm.
Def Jam, was that Russell Simmons?
that was Russell Simmons.
I know something.
You got it.
Hey! You knew that from Def Comedy Jam. Right?
Yeah, that was my
Still Def
favorite.
Jam.
That was a good show.
You struck me as an avid Def Jam watcher. I knew it was something about you, Neil. All right. We ready for number 3?
Yes.
All right. What American businessman born in Oak Park, Illinois, took the McDonald's brothers fast food operation in San Bernardino and made it the most successful fast food corporation in the world?
I'm locked in.
All right. With the quickness from Neil.
That was with the quickness. I'm locked into.
All right. Davo, what you got?
Kroc. Ray Kroc.
I put
Neil.
Ray Kroc also.
You're both correct. Ray Kroc. Have you seen The Founder
With Michael Keaton?
with Michael Keaton?
I have not seen it. Is it good?
Well, Michael Keaton's in it, so
Probably good.
yeah. Number 4, Sarah Breedlove, an African-American entrepreneur and philanthropist, born in Delta, Louisiana, was eulogized as the first female self-made millionaire in the U.S. Her successful manufacturing company bore her name. What name does the world best know her by?
This answer.
I'm locked in.
You don't hate it, do you?
I hate it. You need to ask Neil first because I hate my answer so much.
Well, I will do that, sir. Neil, what you got?
I went with Sara Lee because that's the only company I could think of with the word Sarah in it.
I like that thought process. Davo?
See, I remember hearing about this, and that she made her fortune in cosmetics, and that the first cosmetics company that came to my mind was Mary Kay.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with Mary Kay.
The correct answer is Madam C.J. Walker.
Was it cosmetics?
It was cosmetics.
I knew it was cosmetics.
It was cosmetics.
That's the name of a brand is Madam.
It was Madam C.J. Walker. Yeah, like all of her products had her name. All right, would we like to review the scores?
Sure.
Yeah.
I've got 95 for Neil and 118 for Davo. So we're not really much movement.
Not really much movement.
I'm just trying to keep you at bay at this point. I feel like I sprinted out early and I'm fading.
It's a marathon.
Yeah.
It's not a sprint. All right. How about we do movies? Number 1. What 2003 Best Picture winner centers on jailed murderesses Velma Kelly and Roxy Hart? Now think cities and states.
I'm locked in.
Right. Davo says he's locked in.
I really gotta learn my Oscar winners better.
It helps.
It's one of those like bases you put in the brain trivia stew.
Yeah.
It's basically beef stock. You know?
Yeah, but so my strategy is to partner with people that know that stuff, so I don't have to bother because I don't really care that much about awards. I'm not that interested in them.
You're a Voltron guy. You bring in the pieces that will make you whole.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I'm locked in.
All right. Would you like to go first, Neil?
No.
Okay. Davo, what you got?
Chicago.
Davo went with Chicago.
I went with North Dallas 40.
Oh, that's a great movie.
The correct answer is Chicago.
I never saw it. I would never watch. That movie had no interest in me at all.
It was one of my son's favorite movies for a while. So I got
Really?
yes.
Chicago.
Yes. And
The
my
music?
wife liked yes.
The musical numbers.
Yes.
You know, I thought I was going to feel really bad about missing that one, but I really don't. Because I honestly had no idea what it was about. So
Yeah, like you wouldn't get that from like the movie poster.
yeah,
Yeah, you would not.
No.
I remember the Razzle Dazzle song.
Yeah.
That's about it, though. That's all I got.
Mr. Cellophane and all sorts of... boy, we're going to move on from that.
All right. How about a little number two? All
yes. Wait, you want to rephrase that?
All right. How about number two?
All right. Well,
How about the second question?
there we go.
All right. In what town did the gunfight at the OK Corral and other exploits of Wyatt Earp and Johnny Ringo take place?
I'm locked in.
Johnny Ringo.
I'm locked in.
All right. Dave, what you got?
I went with Deadwood.
I went Deadwood.
I went with Dodge City.
We went Dodge City. The correct answer is Tombstone.
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 I knew it was a certain awesome cowboy show. I got so excited about Deadwood. That's such a good show.
Yeah, but this is movies.
Yes. I got excited.
You got excited.
I got excited.
It happens to the best.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3. Rancher Dan Evans is racing against time to get outlaw Ben Wade on a prisoner transport train in what Western movie?
Locked in.
Wow.
I'm going to go with Dodge City again, although I don't think that's the name of a movie either. I don't know. I have no idea.
Just like Dodge City. All right. So Dodge City is your answer, sir? Davo, what you
I
got?
went with 310 to Yuma.
310 to Yuma is the correct answer.
Fun fact, I lived in Yuma.
Did you really?
Yes.
Why am I not surprised?
For 3 years.
Like I'm never doing like cities and states with you because you lived
I
everywhere.
lived a lot of places. I grew up as a military brat, and there's a Marine Corps installation in Yuma, Arizona. And it's hotter than Phoenix. And there is a territorial prison that held some famous gunslingers.
Mm-hmm.
And the high school mascot there is the Criminals.
Just the criminals?
Yuma Criminals.
They can come up with something a little more like.
It's historical with the prison there.
I mean, how about outlaws?
No, they were the Criminals.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I want to say I have kind of vaguely heard of that
310
movie.
Yuma
They
But-
remade it
in
recently
like 2005 or so.
with
Christian Bale and Russell Crowe.
yeah. It's a good remake. And I like westerns.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I like westerns. So
It's a pretty solid movie.
I'll put it on my list.
Okay.
the Netflix age, in the Netflix age, that means I might watch it. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll put it on.
Yeah, I've had stuff on my list I know I will never watch, but I don't want to say no.
It took me 2 years to watch Beast of No Nation. Yes. I was trying to get myself emotionally prepared for that one.
Right.
It still was hard.
Oh.
All right. Number 4. Steve McQueen plays young poker player Eric Stoner, who's looking to build his reputation by beating the best player around, known as The Man, played by Edward G. Robinson, in what 1965 drama named after McQueen's character's nickname?
I'm locked in.
And Neil is locked in.
I'm locked in with, I genuinely don't know because I'm getting hung up on other movies. It's just kind of a mishmash in my head. I don't know this one.
Fair enough. Neil, what you got?
I just guessed the Cincinnati Kid.
Okay.
Because that sounds like a hustler kind of.
Sounds like he's going to get on the 310 to Yuma.
Davo, what you got?
I literally put nothing. I can't think of anything. I went completely blank.
Well, the correct answer is the Cincinnati Kid.
Is it?
Are you
Cincinnati
absolutely
Kid.
joking right now?
I am dead serious.
Neil, are you sandbagging over there?
No.
You literally made up the Cincinnati Kid.
Well, I mean, I pulled it from somewhere. I don't know where.
That's a fantastic pull. That's two this game.
The Cincinnati Kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well
I got lucky
done.
on that one, that's for sure.
Holy, I never would have come up with Cincinnati Kid ever.
Well, Neil did.
Oh my God, that was great.
And he got the points.
All right, going into the final question. I've got 105 for Neil and 138 for Davo. A 33-point spread.
So refresh us, please, on the rules for the final question.
Kelvin is going to give us the topic of the question, the theme of the question, and we're going to bet 0 or more of our points. And based on whatever rules he's decided for his final question, we'll either get our points or lose those points.
Thank you.
All right. Gentlemen, are we ready?
Yes. Ready for the topic, for the category, so that we may make our secret bets.
All right. Well, it's capitals.
Trying to figure out what Dave thinks I'm going to do so I can do something different. But I think he's going to think that I'm going to do something different and change what he's going to do. So I need to bet accordingly.
You're playing the player.
But he's probably aware that that's what I would do. Sorry.
That was,
That's
that was lovely.
In reality, I just kind of picked a number.
My wager's locked in as well.
Final question. There are 17 states in the U.S. in which the capital is also the largest city. Name all 17, and I'll give you credit for 13 if you get 13 correct.
So we need to name 17.
Name
If we
17.
get 13 of them right, we
You get
get
13 of them
we
right,
get-
you get full credit.
Okay.
locked in.
Oh, man. Davo?
Yeah, I'm locked in too. This was a good one.
All right. So, shall I read them off and you check them?
I think you should read them off, Neil. I think you should read them off, and then we'll say yes if we have it. What do you say?
That'll work.
Does that work?
Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Yes.
All right. Arizona.
Yes.
One of the three.
No.
Arkansas.
Yes.
Yes.
Colorado.
Yes.
Yes.
Georgia.
Yes.
Yes.
Hawaii.
Yes.
Yes.
Idaho.
Yes.
No.
Iowa.
Yes.
No.
Massachusetts.
Yes.
That's one of. Damn it! That's one of the states I forgot.
Mississippi.
Oh man, I scratched that out. Crap. No.
Ohio.
But hang on.
Okay. Sorry.
Mine aren't in any kind of order here.
Okay. You find
Damn it! Mississippi's another state that I forgot.
them. It's in the end.
I'm so terrible at this.
Ready for Ohio?
Yeah,
I did not get OHIO.
me neither.
Oklahoma.
Yes.
Rhode Island.
Yes.
Yes.
South Carolina.
Yes.
Ooh.
No.
I totally forgot Utah.
Utah.
Holy crap, I forgot Utah.
That's another state that I forgot. The three states that I didn't get were all states that mattered.
West Virginia.
Forgot
Yeah.
West Virginia.
Wyoming.
That's not true.
It was when I checked.
We're going to look into that.
Okay, we will look into that one.
No, wait. Hold on. That's not true. Okay, we'll look into it.
Okay, in Indiana.
No.
I got Indiana.
See, here's a little trivia nugget for you guys
Trivia
about
nugget.
Wyoming.
Okay.
I was born in Wyoming. I see I'm from everywhere. And on their license plates, they have the number before Cowboy Joe, and then the license number, and the number before Cowboy Joe is the size of the county. It represents counties because there's not a lot of counties. There's like 24.
Okay.
And number 1 is Natrona County, which the county seat is Casper.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Cheyenne has more people than Casper. But I could be wrong. That could have changed since I was there a way long time ago.
Well, fine people at Google say that the largest city in Wyoming is Cheyenne.
Really? Is Casper number 2?
Yes.
Okay. Then they did a population switch.
Wyoming, Casper, then Laramie.
Yeah.
It's like a 4,000 person. It's like 59,000 to 55,000
Yeah, it's
for
very
Cheyenne.
Well, every person counts in Wyoming. Okay, my apologies for.
No, you're fine.
I just
You're
want
fine.
to double check.
It's good. It's good.
I felt bad that I missed it because I was born there.
Okay, gentlemen, what were we tabulating?
Well, by my count, I got 10 right,
You got 10,
and Davo got 12.
which is not 13. Last time I checked. So is
I don't think either one of us hit the magic number.
no one hit the magic number?
Yeah, so we both lose our money.
Yes. Now it's up to the wagers.
Oh, come on, man. I always stink at the wagers.
Well, what did you wager?
I wagered 50.
Hold on, maybe we should say the scores again. What were the scores?
Well, it was 138 to 105.
138 to 105.
Davo wagered 50, getting him to 88.
88.
I wagered 100.
Oh, man.
So, once again, Neil loses.
Oh, Neil.
Yeah. I'm never going to get to read my question. I've had the same questions written for like months now.
You've had them so long they're out of date. Oh, man. That's tough, Neil.
Was one of your questions categories like current black presidents? Because I feel like that's what we're getting to.
So with another victory, Davo prevails.
Davo.
I prevail.
Well played, sir.
Woo! I'm very happy about that. I have some really fun questions for next time. I've been very excited to read these. So thank you everybody for listening to the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast. I am Davo. This is
Kels.
And that is
Neil.
Thank you very much.
I just say my name and Kelvin starts laughing.
It's because I can see
the nickname.
I can see your face. And I hear the enthusiasm just oozing out of your skin. Hey, if you want to get some more information about us, check out our webpage at brainladletrivia.com. Also, if you want to look us up on Twitter, we're at Ladle Brain, and our Facebook page is Brain Ladle Trivia. The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions. All rights reserved.